medications, don't have an ICD in, just kind of restricted my physical activity. They told me not to get my heart rate above 160, and so I did that, got a heart rate monitor, changed kind of the way I worked out, wasn't allowed to eat as much because I wasn't working out as hard, which was tough. And anyways, and then May of 2009, so it's almost a year after my diagnosis, I had my first serious episode or symptom. Like up to that point, nothing really ever happened. Like it was just, I couldn't play hockey, but everything else was pretty normal for the most part. And had my first serious symptom where I almost passed out, almost had to go to, or I did go to the emergency room. So it was a little scary and nerve-wracking, but everything was fine. They came out of it. I went back for my year checkup at the Mayo Clinic, and you know, I'm feeling good about my tests. Like, had a good summer, didn't have a lot of anything happen after that one episode, and like felt, I don't know, it was weird, I felt healthier, felt like my heart was more normal. And so I go there, have the same battery of tests done, and my heart wall is now 12 millimeters thick. So it reduced by half, is one off from being normal. And then I'm sitting there thinking, well, maybe I'm going to be able to play again. Doctors, like, you know, we still think you have it, but you may not. And this is one of the top guys in the country and the world, and I'm making him scratch his head. So it's kind of weird for me being in that position. He's supposed to be the one of expertise, and he doesn't even know what the hell's going on. So he told me he'd send my before and afters, you know, summer of '08, summer of '09 to other top cardiologists around the world and around the country, and not one of them came back having a clue what happened. You know, there had been one case of a guy in England who had a similar thing, but he was on steroids and all that stuff, and then he stopped and his heart wall went down, but nothing that was even close to what had happened to me. So we're sitting there, you know, trying to figure this out, why this happened, and you know, I had my theories, he had his, but at the end of the day, 2 weeks later, I'm on the ice in Denver and almost collapsed again. And so, in that time, it was a little more serious. Almost had, I almost probably, my heart started going into an arrhythmia. It wasn't sustained, luckily, so I stayed conscious and everything. But right away, they put a Holter monitor on me, so if I felt anything, I'd just push a button, it would record for 2 minutes. And so the next couple days, I was kind of on pins and needles, and recorded a couple episodes. Turned out it was ventricular tachycardia, which is kind of the fatal rhythm that'll kill you. And again, thankfully it was unsustained, but it was enough where they said you need to come up and get an ICD put in, which is an implantable defibrillator. So this is 2 weeks after I think I might be able to make a comeback and play again, and you know, and then I'm on a hospital bed, you know, getting a metal thing put in my chest. So it's kind of a whirlwind of events, but since then it's kind of been pretty stable. Nothing too bad has happened. The device hasn't gone off. Thankfully, they say it's like getting kicked in the chest by a horse. So that won't be fun the day it happens. But anyway, so that's kind of where I'm at now. I'm a junior at Denver, and the coaching thing's going well. Responsibilities have increased each year, and you know, probably just do that and see where that kind of takes us, and try and make a living in hockey somehow. The sport's been so good to me and been such, you know, a family to me that, you know, seems not right to just, you know, step aside and leave it. Be weird not going to the rink every day. But that's kind of the overall story. I've got more, like, I could talk more about the actual disease and kind of dumb it down for him a little bit. It's just easier to understand.
The shocking thing